Welcome to the Future IT Summit edition of 2025. If we're still not connected, hold your phone, scan this barcode, and we will get connected on LinkedIn. It's always good to grow your network. So, what we're going to cover today is mainly a different perspective about AI. So, I'm not going to talk technology, I'm going to just talk facts. And in technology, we've seen that the only constant is change, right? You're all technologists, and every time we feel that things are getting stabilized, there is something new that's coming and changing everything around us. And today, this thing is AI. Now, before I move on, I want to ask you a question. I'll give you 5 seconds to answer. I'm going to say a number, and you're going to tell me what that number represents. 63. Going once, 2, 3. Anybody? 4, 5. So we said 63 times AI since Ronak went on stage. And it is thought that the average IT professional says around 5 to 10 times the word AI nowadays when they are at the workplace. So imagine that. Now, back to the change. With every single change, you have 3 decisions to make, right? Either embrace the change, or wait to see what's going to happen, and if this change is going to lead somewhere, or you resist the change. And that's why my first takeaway today is this. In the near future, there are going to be 2 types of businesses. The businesses that are going to be embracing AI, and those who will disappear. Now, you will tell me, how can you say something like that? Well, I say it with confidence because it is something that we've seen throughout history and time. Every single revolution that happened changed the way a human behaved. And the closer we are to the 20th century, it changed the way we work. And if you look back at digital transformation, I can remind you of many companies that used to be part of the Fortune 500, and today they don't exist anymore. And today, your first takeaway and your first decision, because this is going to happen, are you going to embrace AI or are you going to disappear? Now, it's good that we talk about AI, but it's also important to look back a little bit in time. AI did not start today. It's the hype today, because today we have a lot of CPU power and GPU power. We have algorithms that we can use. We have a lot of data which fuels AI. But AI actually started back in the 1950s when an engineer decided to train a machine to play chess. He was bored, so he decided to do that. And actually, AI evolved since then. To the 80s, we've seen it in movies, like Knight Rider, for example. Any Knight Rider fans? Yeah, now I know how old you are. Yeah. So, moving on. Now we came to Gen AI back in 2022, when Gen AI became a hype. And while some analysts are saying, now the hype of AI is going away, actually, guess what? Now we're talking about Agentic AI. Anybody who knows what Agentic AI is about? Good. So let me tell you quickly what it is about for those who did not raise their hand, whether you're shy or you don't know. Agentic AI is actually AI that we know of that is moving and doing things autonomously. So imagine 2-3 years down the line, Ronak will hire an AI agent to become the CEO of GEC, and that AI agent will look at the business, analyze it, decide on behalf of Ronak without going back to Ronak, and Ronak will just come on stage. Imagine that. That's what actually Agentic AI is going to provide us. So today we are starting the age of Agentic AI. Doesn't mean Gen AI is history, but it is a fact. Now, what does this mean? And if I want to do a small analogy, if we look back in time, my generation at least, my parents used to tell me, what do you want to do when you grow up? I want to be a professional basketball player. They look at me like that. I'm from Lebanon, professional basketball player pays you peanuts. No, you need to be an engineer or a doctor or a lawyer or I don't know what, right? Now, I'm a parent. I wish for my son to be a basketball player so I can retire early, But when I asked him, I said, hey, JP, what do you want to do when you grow up? He said he wants to be a YouTuber. And I was like, why? He said, do you know Mr. Beast? I said, no. He said, well, Mr. Beast is a YouTuber. He just has this YouTube channel. He films videos all day. And he has a lot of mentions. Look at you. You're an engineer, So I actually started thinking, well, maybe he's right. But what am I trying to say? Knowledge is power. It fuels our success, and that's how we were raised, and that's what we know, right? Now, knowledge is becoming infinite. Before, we used to go and seek it. Now, it is there. So, what do we tell the new generations? How do we help them learn? And that's why AI is really changing everything. And it's becoming overwhelming. Another example is this. Back in my days, I used to go to a shop to rent a VHS tape to watch a movie, and I used to watch it like 5 times before I returned. Now, we have streaming platforms with infinite choices, and we spend probably 5 hours to decide which series or movie we want to watch, and then we go to sleep. So, really, AI gives you today this feeling. It's overwhelming. So, really, what do we want to do with AI? And what will happen if Gen AI goes wrong? Because Gen AI can go wrong. We're talking about a lot of data. So the Lieutenant Colonel, he mentioned that ChatGPT trained on this data in 1 year. But how much time did it take to clean this data? Or is it clean? Does everything that ChatGPT gives us is actually accurate? No. So the answers, or what any AI agent generates today, is as good as the data. And there's a lot of things that can go wrong. Like this example. This girl asked AI, maybe ChatGPT, to make her professional headshot, her photo a professional headshot, and actually it just changed the color of her eyes. That's called bias, right? So we need to make sure, as professionals, and it's our responsibility, that we need to make sure that AI is not biased, that the data is right, and everything in our organization is ready for AI. So what does this mean? Is this the end of trust? Because today, if you see any video online, do you ask yourself, is this video real or not? Now, every time I see a video, like a stunt or something, I try to look closely to see if I can catch something that tells me this is AI generated. So is this really the end of trust? And are you going to make AI your ally, or it's going to be your biggest enemy? And this is actually my second takeaway for today. It's a matter of perspective. It's your perspective that will decide what you will do with AI. And I'll give you an example. Some will say AI is too complicated. Like flying a plane is too complicated. Do you care? All you care about is that I'm going on that plane and I want to make sure that with God's will, I want to reach from point A to point B safely, right? So that's the same. You should not really care how complicated AI is. AI is a tool that you can use. AI will take my job. That's another thing. Because yes, AI is gonna make some jobs disappear, and it's a fact. Like when the internet came, a lot of jobs disappeared, right? Like when digital transformation happened, a lot of jobs and industries disappeared. But also the other perspective is, AI is gonna take my job to the next level. So embrace AI and let it help you. And the examples are many. Okay? So, the second takeaway is embrace AI. In your organizations today, it's very important that you embrace AI and you use that tool that's gonna make your business get better, that's gonna make your customers feel more at ease in what they're doing in the tools and the products that you are giving them. And this is what strong leaders do. They innovate for the future. And today with AI, it's very important that you use it to innovate. Yet AI comes with its own complexities, and that's why companies like Dell exist, right? And at Dell, what we've done is actually, we are starting to help customers identify how to start their AI journey. And it starts with 5 things. 1, identify which use cases are priority for you. Those use cases that are gonna get your business running faster, that's gonna get you your return on investment faster, because AI use cases sometimes take a lot of time. So it's very important to prioritize these use cases. Second, which we mentioned, ensure that the data is clean, it's secure, it's really valid, because the results that you're going to have are going to be as good as your data. Third, deploy the right infrastructure. If an infrastructure that is flexible, because you're going to start with one use case, but you're going to find yourself adding more use cases. So if your infrastructure is not flexible enough, you're not going to be able to scale, and you're going to end up with a lot of silos. And infrastructure is important because you need a lot of processing power. That ChatGPT that got trained on this trillions of data sets in 1 year required 60,000 GPUs. 60,000 NVIDIA H100 GPUs. That's about 7,000 something servers. So imagine that. So you need a very powerful and reliable infrastructure. Then there's a lot of AI partners out there, whether like AI framework, AI tools, AI software, AI, I don't know what language, large language models, there's a lot of them. So you need to start knowing who they are and how you can leverage those. And definitely, there's a skill gap that is available, because data scientists today, if anybody here is a data scientist, you're lucky. Because apart from the prompt engineer, which is like the nicest job in the world now, data scientist comes next. So these are the 5 pillars that you really need to look into when you're really building your AI journey. At Dell, we made it simple. We created what we call the Dell AI Factory. And just like factories used to create products, the Dell AI Factory is actually going to help you get your AI journey on. What it is made for, or what it is made of. First of all, we work with you to identify your use cases. What are the use cases that you want to build? Once we identify your use cases, we actually go back to the left side to the data. And whether your data is at the edge, in the core, or in the cloud, we use our Dell Data Lakehouse solution to make sure that all of the data, even if it's federated, it's accessible from one place. And that's why we say we bring AI to your data. And that's the most complicated thing, by the way, in an AI journey. Then we provide you the infrastructure. That infrastructure is nothing but all the Dell products that you've been using or that you know of. And we have partnered with a wide ecosystem of AI partners, around 50, the likes of NVIDIA, Microsoft, Red Hat, Hugging Face, a lot, I'm not going to count all of them. And then we couple this with services. And our services team are going to help you from building the strategy all the way to inference and then scaling your AI use cases. So that's it from me today. Have a delightful day, and I'll be around. We can discuss this more in details. Thank you very much.